Yeah. Just looking at section 2, judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity, yeah, arising under this constitutional laws of the United States and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority. Yes. All cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls. Now, between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state, claiming lands and grants of different states, between a state or the citizens thereof and foreign state citizens or subjects. Yes. Now, the clause 3, the trial of all crimes. Except the cases of impeachment shall be by jury, and such trial shall be held in the state where the said crimes have been committed. But when not committed with any state, the trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress may by law have directed. Yes. Now, just so that I did the Supreme Court actually look over that treaty that you decided was no longer, you could have committed treason? Pop? Now, I'm one of these citizens between citizens of different states. Yes. Between a state and citizens of another state. Yes. Now, when it's the VAWA, yes. And I tell you that it violates the civil, what's it called again? The Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Yes. Where you did not give me any actual notice and it violated the RCWs of the state of Washington. Yes. I'm not one of these that's really going to take things to the Supreme Court of the United States. At least not those that are sitting there right now. Oh, how you liking that new job, Brett? Yes. Now, as I mentioned, these federal rules of civil procedure, yes, there has to be proof of actual court hearings to both the defendant, yes. You can't just say, well, we sent it to his address that happened to be the same address for the last 5 years because you didn't want to say that I was homeless, but you did on an actual traffic citation. Yes. And then I was homeless on the actual documentation when I was arrested for the allegation of violating the traffic citation. Yes. See, it says homeless, defendant's current address, homeless. Yes. And I would have thought that the court clerk, yes, would have updated. Wait a second. I know there's probably more than one here. Oh, I refuse to sign it. Oh, refusing to sign. Now, well, you can't send court notices to the actual address where I received a text message that if I contact the individual that's employed there, that I would go to jail. Ooh, for trespassing or harassment. And you can't just cancel treaties without the Supreme Court of the United States looking over them. A lot of these treaties, yes, I think it's Congress that has the right to look at the Constitution of the United States. Oh. Now, is anybody employed in the Senate or the House of Representatives? Yes. Section 8, the Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes. Yes. Post offices. Constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court? Yes. You can establish a tribunal? Yes. Why don't we have a few of those? Because the Master Chief Justice of the United States Court of Claims is going to lose their jobs. And then when you get sued as a nation, you'll find out. Oh, 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 oh. Um, to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for the execution of the foregoing powers. All powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States or in any department or officer thereof. Now, these elected oaths of office that call themselves sheriffs, yes. Where they have a sworn oath, yes. They're given a manual of employment, pooch. And for some reason, they just don't want to enforce the actual requirements of the law. Now, This Congress, yes. No treaty, letters of marque, no state, yes. Commerce, money, nobility, pooh. Vested electors, Congress determined time and choosing on the case of removal from president. Now, I know there was something else in here. The president, commander in chief, time to time, Congress, yes. I thought for sure that there was the establishment of additional courts other than the federal court system. Yes, the state court system. Well, how did you um sitting purpose should be convicted concurrence, judgment times, place holding election. But the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations. Assemble, rules of proceedings, disapprove. I No, this is the actual copy of the Constitution. I'm pretty sure it's the same one that was. Um, Judicial powers, the full faith and credit shall be given to each state of public acts. Yes. Uh, New states may be amended. Congress shall have power to dispose of. The United States shall guarantee to every state in the Union a republican form of government. Yeah. Against invasion. Oh, Now, records judicial proceedings of all other states. That I'm entitled to the same privileges and immunities of every citizen of every state. That means I'm entitled to the enforcement of every sheriff's manual in every county of the United States. Section 2, Clause 1, we went through exactly what does that mean. And that means that I can actually sue every sheriff's department and all employees of every sheriff's department. Well, that's what it says. About 4 or 5 months ago, we looked at exactly what the citizens of each state shall be entitled to as the privileges and immunities of the citizens in the several states. Yes. As a citizen of the United States and a resident of Washington State, I'm entitled to the privileges and immunities of every resident of every state to have every sheriff's manual enforced. And that's no fucking bullshit. So if you thought that I couldn't, I can. Yes. hmm I can sue you. Yes. Every state. Now, we looked at the enablement clause of the new state, section 3, clause 1. Yes. Looked at suing you for the actual state court seal and the flags of each and every state that refuses to enforce my rights. No, all debts, contract, constitution shall be made pursuance thereof. Yes. Entered into adoption of the Constitution valid. And all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. It looks like if you're going to have a treaty removed, yes, yes, yes. Uh, the judicial power, United States treaties made under their authority, yes. I think it's actually the judicial branch that gets to decide if it's. Oh, there it is, Article 3, Section 1. I did know I had read it. It's the judicial power of the United States shall be invested in one Supreme Court, yes, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. I did know it was in there. We're going to have some new courts that Congress from time to time is going to ordain. These are new courts. There won't be any master chief judges. We won't call it the United States Claims court? Yes. These are going to be called courts that have been ordained and established by Congress to pay the actual damages for refusing to enforce the Constitution of the United States. They will have the authority of the United States Treasury to award to any and all citizens that are aware of the sheriff's obligation to clearly enforce the established rights of each and every citizen of the United States. And when you decide not to do that, it's going to be hundreds of billions of fucking dollars right now.